and appreciate it a lot that you spent your precious lifetime with me this morning again. I hope you had a great and lovely start into your own day. We want to be focused on our trades today, how we can manage it, and maybe some new trading ideas. And we have a special guest to talk about in our morning briefing show. Be excited about this. Okay, so let me say, first of all, we stream this show on YouTube as well. You will find a button in the right corner. You can click on it. You will subscribe the channel. You can leave a comment. You can give us a like if you want. And Yannis, good freezing morning also. It's really damn it cold here in Germany. Okay, so let me share my screen. And let me see the chat. Great. Here we go. Wonderful. So, Domash, good morning. Plumen, good morning. Also, Hartmut, good morning. Darshan, also Johan, wonderful, good morning. I'm happy to have you here. Michael on YouTube also, good morning. So what do we expect today? It's Wednesday, upcoming events, just only one really important, or maybe two. It's the CPI at 1:30 or 2:30. It's and the weekly petroleum status report at I have a different time here at 4:30 this time. Kurt, wonderful, good morning. Marie-Louise also. Okay, so let's see what we can do. First of all, I want to invite you to webinars. We will talk about later about this. But first of all, this is our Telegram channel from Admirals. If you want to see, if you want to have any news about this, then you should subscribe. The link is in chat here on YouTube and Zoom as well. So, and of course, we have the same on Admirals. You see Admirals Global here, copy trading. You'll find a lot of information. And of course, on Twitter, if you want, you can follow me there too. It's on DayTrader70. Also on Instagram, something. By the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram, something like this, please be careful. There are a lot of fake accounts of my name. So my name in Instagram is official Markus Gabel. That's all, over and out. Nothing numbers in it, nothing just like this, not my name, just official Markus Gabel. All the others are fake accounts, unfortunately. But Facebook doesn't work on it. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, so let's go to our charts. And we start with, what should I say? We start with our DAX trading. It's amazing, right? So with the short trade, we made 97 points, and now we stuck to the rules with the entry. We saved 45 points, and now since since when we get in, when we got in, it was on Monday. Yes, Monday. Today's it's 10 minutes. That's day trading. You know, it's always possible to make day trading if you know what you have to do here. So, and this is really awesome. So actually 190, around about 900 points in profit in DAX 40. The purple line means it's my soft stop. My hard stop is in profit also. So let's see how many trend arms we will get in the future. So how many trend arms do we have right now? Yeah, count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did we expect this? No, we can never know, by the way. So my drawing program. Okay, so yeah, what we have to do? Nothing. So something like that looked like Dow could test a new year high. So by the way, in my earlier stage of my trading, I was excited about some news like this. Oh, Dow is testing new all-time high. As a logical trader, today I know who cares that. What is this kind of information? This is really difficult. If you consider such information then you start to interpret by yourself. You start to interpret by yourself. Point of control, index 10 minutes is here. On the lower side, 15,945 points, euros by one future contract. So stop doing this. Stop doing this with this information. You're always close to fall into the trap of interpretation. And with kind of interpretation or analyzing something else, you will never make money on the long run, just with the strategy and with the logic in it. So let's go to our focus charts. And in focus charts, we start with the Bitcoin. So, and in Bitcoin, it's still a downtrend. And I'm just waiting for a new uptrend. A new uptrend could be possible. This one, this is the last point too. So we have this first one, because there was the first correction, which means this is the first point too. Okay, then this is the second trend arm. And now, yes, we have a trend continuation, which means this is a valid trend, which means we can open or we can set a pending order here at the point 2 to speculating on a trend continuation on the upper side. So put in your watch list, Bitcoin. Then the Dow Jones. In Dow Jones, we have basically a downtrend. And is this one. Yeah, it's this one. So, but now we are going to break this trend. And if we do this, then we will have a new uptrend. And then we can see this. But we need a clear close above this point to break the trend. Then we can maybe do this one. I guess it will last tomorrow. Maybe it will happen tomorrow, maybe on Friday. We will see. So then we have DAX 40 in 4-hourly chart, and there is still the downtrend. First trend arm, then yeah, that's the second one. So, and now we see, okay, it's a trend break. But now it's a very seldom case that we don't have a trend. Seldom. Because with the big move, we broke the downtrend and now we are just in a move. There is no valid trend in DAX 44 hourly chart right now. So then we have British Pound USD. Awesome, right? Awesome. It's, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trend arms right now. Oh my gosh, DAX is going up again. Jesus Christ, crazy stuff. So in British Pound US dollar, nothing to do. Just if you are in, just let it go. So then we have the gold price. Yeah, we are waiting for a short in gold because this is my trend. And we are in the correction. Yeah. So we are waiting for a balance candle, and be a little bit carefully because there is a kind of subordinary trend which is facing upwards. Okay. So, but if there occur or showed up a balance candle, maybe we can enter a pending order to the short side. Gold is indeed on my watch list, by the way. Okay, so then we have Euro USD. Who thought this? Back in profit with this stupid thing. Okay, there is No, it's still a trend. Of course, it's still a trend. 1, 2, and 3, but we are still quite far away from the last point 2. So we have to wait. It's not the time to make partial profits. Partial profits we will have if we reach the point 2 or maybe a close above. Then we can make a partial profit, not yet. But we are back in profit a little bit, so everything is fine. Give it time. Give it time. By the way, the point of control switched to the lower side, by the way. First, it was up here at 116, and now we are down. Point of control switched, which means this is a completely normal price right now, which means the trend can continue. We don't have to analyze, interpret, just follow the rules. Okay. Before we come to our running trades very quickly, I want to ask you the question of today. And the question of today is, what does diversification mean? I have 3 answers for you: trading more than one market, trading more than one time frame, or trading more than one setup. What is your understanding of diversification? And while you think about this, we're going through the running trades. And we start with Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We have a new trend continuation right now. We have closes above the last point 2, which means, yes, this trade is safe right now. We cannot lose money. We sold half the position and everything is fine. We can trade the hard stop to the previous point 3 and the soft stop is in plus, so we cannot lose money anymore with this trade. Australian dollar, Swiss franc. Yeah, we are circling around the entry. Just a bit in profit. No trend continuation right now. Just wait. Just wait. Let's see what's happening today. That's really, you see, it's the hard stuff in trading. Hard stuff in trading to keep this challenge, to overcome this challenge, not to interpret, just to let it go, because only 2 things must happen: trend break or trend continuation. Next one is Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. This is awesome. 172 pips in profit. What should we say? We cannot, nothing. It's nothing to do right now. Just let it go. It's going up and up and up and up and up. So a lot of buyers there, or maybe more private sellers, and institutional money is buying the Canadian dollar. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, safe, of course, safe, definitely, because we are a bit in a correction. There is indeed nothing to do. British pound, Australian dollar, we are here just a bit in the correction. Actually, there is no contrary signal, so for the moment, nothing to do, just let it go. Stop loss is in profit, everything is fine, and we cannot lose money, so therefore, listen to the chart, not interpreting. British pound, Swiss franc, also wonderful new high here, bit in the correction. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see how many trend dumps we will get. We are completely safe with this trade. New Zealand Swiss franc. This is one we got out with this trade, and now we have just only one because this is my trade right now. Because the downtrend was not continuing, which means we had a break of the downtrend, and now I have a new uptrend. Here we go. It was a bit the correction. Therefore, I open a position at the point 2, and I'm speculating for a trend continuation. There is the soft stop, hard stop is below. Yeah, so just let it go. The plan is always the same. If you have a clear close, respectively, if we have a trend continuation, and then we get a kind of a balance candle, then we sell half the position and then just let it go. Point of control is on the upper side, by the way. I guess British pound. What was this? New Zealand. Yeah, Swiss franc. Point of control is, yes, on the upper side. That's cool. New Zealand US dollar. Yeah, we have two trades open, by the way. So the number will never change here because the long trend is still running. Also the downtrend, which is the correction, is still running. Here we sold half the position. And now I have to admit there occurs a new uptrend, a smaller uptrend, a third trend in this complete picture here. The main trend, the green one, is still facing upwards. The correction is running its own trend. We did it. And now maybe there occurs a new uptrend, which is running in the same direction like the main trend. So therefore, we have, I guess, we need to close the short position and let the long just running. US dollar, Canadian dollar, love it. 209.29. And look at this one. There we go. Trend continuation. So we can trail the soft stop closer. We can trail the alert here to this point too. Yeah, and we can trail the hard stop a bit closer. So just let it go. We cannot lose money. Oh, let's, yes, I don't have this time. So, and the last one is US dollar, Swiss franc, going back into the correction a bit. Yeah, just let it go. There is nothing to do for the moment. I have just, no, there is nothing to do. New trading ideas. I don't have new trading ideas, but Marie-Louise is asking for NASDAQ in the daily chart, of course. Have a look. Okay, it's really difficult. Let me open a new trend. This is too stupid here. And here we go. Jesus, what's that? Okay. So first of all, that was the downtrend. Yeah, and here was a break. There was a kind of break. For me, it was more fake. To be honest, for me, there is no clear signal. I wouldn't do that. Of course not. It's not really clear. Just let it go. We have other trading chances. We don't need to do this. If the picture is not really clear, just let it go. You see DAX, this clear pictures. Yeah. Okay, so then my question for today was, what does diversification mean? And all three options are correct. Diversification means, of course, trading more than one market, more than one time frame. So like me, 10 minutes for a daily chart. And of course, maybe if you can, trading more than one setup. But the last one, I don't recommend. Stay focused on one setup. It's completely enough. It's okay if you have a lot of trades and if you have more than one time frame and more than one market, it's completely fine. You can, of course, it means diversification too. But in my opinion, for your mind, it's kind of overwhelming if you try to focus on more than one setup. Trend trading is an awesome, incredible, logical setup. It's enough to do this, by the way. So I have a special guest today. I have my
battery 100%
speakers on. It's enough to do. Yeah, I hear myself. Okay. So my special guest tomorrow is Mr. Paul Wallace. Paul, can you hear me? I hope so. Mr. Paul Wallace. Oh, here I can see it. Paul.
Good morning, Marcus. I
Good
can hear you loud and clear.
morning.
Can you hear me?
So, yes, of course. Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm always awake for you, Marcus. I'm always awake for you.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. How are you this morning?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. And yourself? Happy New Year to you.
Of course, you too, and your family too. I guess we should earn another Ferrari this year, right?
Why not? Why not? One for every day of the week, Marcus.
Of course. So, are you long in DAX like me?
I'm not long in DAX in that sense, in the way that you are, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It has been that has been a very nice trend in the DAX over the last 24 hours or so.
I don't know. Did I ever mention to you that I love trend trading?
Once or twice, Marcus. You might
Once or
mention
twice.
just once or twice.
Wonderful. Paul, you are our host this afternoon for your wonderful webinar. And this is the topic. Let me see again. It's trading strategies for beginners in 2022, part 1. What did you tell in part number 1?
In part number 1, we just looked at some simple sort of just not unsurprisingly simple trend following strategy. Okay, in order for people to be able to sort of just trade with trends. And today is the second, and then there'll be a third one in February. Today's one is the opposite, and in particular, we're going to look at reversals, and specifically, we're going to look at one of my particular favorite setups, which is a false breakout, or a fake out, as may be called. So, talking about how they can set up, what they mean. I'll hand a very, very simple setup that new traders, beginning traders, could actually take away and utilize in their own trading from tomorrow.
What do you think? Which setup is more successful, trend trading or this reversal trading?
That's a good question. My suggestion would be that for new traders, my suggestion would be that they tend to focus on trading trends, especially on the longer time frames, that actually they are better to just try and find a trend and basically trade with that. But of course, as we both know, markets really only trend 20 to 30% of the time, not as much as we would like. On a shorter time frame, I actually prefer to trade particular mean reversion, false breakouts, and for shorter time frames, yeah, I'm definitely more in the sort of a false breakout, mean reversion, reversal trader basket.
Don't you think this is a kind of overwhelming to be focused on more than one setups for mindset? I find something is like kind of really exhausting if you mix the setups or trend trading, reversal bars. Especially for beginners, maybe it could be a kind of overwhelming. What do you think?
Yeah, I think what we'll find is that it's generally better for, let's say, beginners and just intermediate traders to basically pick one side of the street and stay on it, invariably. But I think as new traders, you need to sort of just try and work out which basically sort of talks to you, whether it's been trending or reversals. Very often new traders like to trade reversals, but they're probably doing it for the wrong reason. They're coming more from a place of ego rather than technical ability. And it's a case of, you need to learn, if you are going to trade mean reversion or reversal, you need to just learn one or two very, very simple setups and be very, very disciplined in not trying to pick tops and bottoms, but just wait for that particular setup.
So this afternoon you showed people very simple setup how to trade reversals in the markets, right?
Yeah, just false breakouts more.
False breakouts.
It's not really. It's a false breakout. So basically, a false breakout of a particular line of support or resistance. Whether that be horizontal, dynamic, etc. How what a trader can look for to convince that there's a false breakout. Because I believe personally, my own trading beliefs are that, certainly within the FX markets, is that most breakouts fail within the FX markets, and that in itself can actually set up a great trading opportunity. And if you can learn to identify false breakouts, well, then that's just an additional setup that you can add to your trading armory.
All our listeners always used to ask, how long a professional need to become successful in trading. So I figured out my own way for 7 years. Then I had my mentor, and then I need another 3, 4, 5, 6 years to become successful in trading. And this is a very interesting question. So a private question to you. How long did you need to see the turnaround in your trading to become really successful, duplicable, repeatable, successful? When was the turnaround?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I was very fortunate. I was very fortunate in that my previous experience helped me enormously in terms of being disciplined and managing risk, which basically is what, if you can basically manage risk and be disciplined, that allows you the opportunity to survive long enough to acquire the skills and the talent and the behavior modification that's required for you to prosper. So I had a big turnaround. I had traded part-time for what would be about 2-3 years part-time. Then I went full-time, and after about 3 years after full-time, I had a kind of a big shift, in terms of the big shift was basically that I redefined what success meant to me. So initially my success was very outcome driven, which is mostly human based, especially men are like very outcome driven. And in fact, I had to shift my definition of success to basically to be in the process.
Yeah.
So basically, if I had planned my trade, traded my plan, and managed my risk, those are the 3 things I could control. And that if I did those 3 things, that made a successful trade, in which case that made me a successful trader. And that was a big shift for me. And so it was really, it would be, I'd say for me, it was after about 3 years or so that, I had that big shift, and that wasn't learning. That wasn't learning some new setup. That wasn't learning, some new market or some new fancy way of trading. It was about a shift in my, it's just a shift in my psychology, a shift in my mindset. Yeah. But I tell people, don't, actually, make it easy on themselves and give themselves a 10-year goal to be a fabulously successful trader. You might do it well before in that, but if you give yourself a goal like, you're going to be fabulously successful within 12 months, I think you're just basically setting yourself up for failure there. I think that makes it very hard for a person to learn to trade well.
Yeah. Okay, last question. So would you agree if we pointed out that we talk about years to become successful, not days or weeks?
Well, I put it in the context that, I have clients myself, who are airline pilots, and it takes them 5 to 10 years to be solid, sound airline pilots. I've had clients who are doctors, dentists. It took them 5 to 10 years to be solid, confident doctors and dentists. I don't see why people should think that becoming a professional trader is any different. That it is a skill and a craft that you need to work on and to acquire, and that might take you 5 to 10 years to be really good at it.
Wonderful. So people, did you listen to Paul? He said, actually right now it's a craft. And this is what I suggest all the time. What you hear from me when I'm talking about trading is not art. Trading is a craft. Everybody can learn it if you give your time yourself, and if you're willing to change your mind. And if you follow such awesome, famous people like Paul in the webinar this afternoon. Paul, thanks a lot for your time this morning, for your wonderful words. We appreciate it very much. Have a wonderful trading day. We see each other, and you see the people this afternoon in the show. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks for joining my session this morning.
Take care, Marcus. Great to see you.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening too. I wish you a wonderful day. And as always, have courage.